What was your reaction to President Bush throwing the first pitch and everything that kind of happened tonight?
I mean, it was unbelievable. Just getting to be in his presence was something that I didn't ever think I'd be a part of. But just to, hear him talk and watch him throw out the first pitch, it was an incredible experience for sure.
What was his message to the team?
He said, just don't bounce it. As far as throwing out the first pitch, I guess that's what Derek Jeter gave him some advice when he threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium. So just said that and have fun, go play hard, so just overall great guy.
How great was this? I mean, to have this more than a year later than you're supposed to, you finally get to have this. Was it kind of what you guys had hoped?
I mean, yeah, it was more than I could ever hope for, just the atmosphere, seeing all the fans and everyone in the stadium and having George Bush throw out the first pitch and the fireworks and everything else that went along with the game. It was incredible, and I really enjoyed it.
Did you study up on his first pitch history at all before this? Did you know much?
Yeah, I mean, his historic first pitch after, 9/11, Yankee Stadium and stuff. I remember that because it was a perfect strike. And so then he kind of talked about it again when he met with us before the game. But, yeah, I definitely knew about his first pitch history.
All right, thanks, Noah.
Yeah.
Hey, Noah, can you talk about that seventh inning a little bit? You guys were down and you came back and something clicked right there.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We're never out of games. And that's something that I like about this team. We fight to the very end. And today was a tough day for us. They came out swinging, playing hard. They're an aggressive team. They're a really good team too. But I think we needed that to handle a little bit of adversity and see what we're made of. But it was a good seventh inning for us for sure.
And what have you seen from Marcus Brown these last few weeks? I know these last few weeks have been kind of an resurgence of sorts for him. Made some big plays today. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's a ball player. He works hard. He shows up every day. He loves the game of baseball. He just enjoys to be around, the guys and stuff. He's an incredible teammate, and he has a really bright future ahead of him. And I'm excited for him. He's playing really well right now, and I hope he continues to play well because we're going to need that, spark down the road in the regional and hopefully all the way to Omaha. Thank you.
You guys were obviously down for quite a bit of the game. Did you feel any kind of extra pressure to win on this big night with the president there throwing out the ceremonial first pitch?
I mean, there's a little bit of pressure there, but we expect to win. You gotta have that confidence in your team and stuff like that. And we handled the adversity well today. But yeah, I could say that there was a little bit of uneasiness, and we thought like we had to win and stuff. But it was good to come out on the right side today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Noah, I'm just curious, which was louder in your opinion, the flyover or that roar when Carson hit the wall over there to, I think it was to tie up the game? Could you kind of, obviously they're two way different moments, but could you kind of compare and contrast and maybe the sound in those two moments a little bit?
Yeah, no doubt. The flyover was incredible just to see that and see how close they actually are together. But yeah, the roar when they flew over was pretty loud, but also I think Carson's hit, his home run, that was a big hit for us and we needed that. So I think the stadium erupted a little bit more, but two different things, but honestly, it was really cool to be a part of.
Appreciate it. Congrats.
Thank you.
Anything else for Noah? All right, thank you, sir. Is Carson there?
No, he's not in here yet. I'll go look for him though.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
To you the other day about what you thought about President Bush coming to the first pitch, but now that you've actually experienced everything tonight, what was that like?
It was unbelievable. Like, can't even put it into words. I mean, just seeing him in the locker room before the game, the speech he gave us, and seeing him out on the field and all the fans out there, just the whole night was awesome. Can't even put it into words.
Noah talked about the message kind of being don't drop the first, or bounce the first pitch, but what did you get from the message?
Same thing. Just I remember he said like play hard, and just stuff like that. But he told a story about him throwing out the first pitch in 9/11. I thought that was super cool.
Did you guys try to play with a little more spark? You've been feeling pressure with him in attendance? I
don't think we felt any pressure. I mean, obviously you want to put on a good show, but at the end of the day, it's just just a ball game. You know what I mean? Just got to go out there and take care of business.
You have a lot of family here tonight, this weekend.
Yeah.
What did it mean to hit the way you did, to make a diving catch, to throw a runner out, to do all that stuff in front of your family tonight?
It was awesome. I mean, they don't get to come out here much, and for them to see me have a game like that, it's awesome. Just try to, do what I can for them, and they're out here supporting me, and just a great feeling.
What was your favorite play tonight? The sliding catch, the throw, the home run, the double?
I don't even know, man. All of it was great. I can't even pick.
Awesome. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Hey, Carson, can you kind of talk about what kind of clicked in that seventh inning for you guys, and maybe what you felt today at the plate? What was going through your head?
So I've been working all week just trying to make some adjustments, and my first at bat kind of felt something. So I made an adjustment, kind of closed myself off a little bit to keep myself in there, and it worked out for me in the at bats after that. So I stuck with it. But that seventh inning was huge. I mean, we needed a game like this, like a come from behind win, and just to kind of show how gritty we are and just show what we're made of.
Awesome. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Hey, Carson, you're at bat in the seventh where you hit that shot off the wall. I don't know. I haven't seen a replay, but my recollection is you kind of swung for the fences once and missed, and then you got a hold of it the next pitch. But it felt like, the crowd, they're all getting up. It felt like you could almost feel it coming a little bit. At least that's what I kind of gathered. What do you remember from that at bat? Could you kind of feel maybe a big play coming on?
No doubt. I mean, I remember walking up to the plate, and I heard the crowd kind of get up a little bit, and I was like, all right, like, I'm going to do this for my team, do this for these guys. And it panned out, but it was a cool experience for sure.
This question might seem maybe a little absurd, but I don't know the answer. Which was louder, the roar from the flyover or that roar from the crowd when you tied up the game there in the seventh?
I'd say the crowd, man. That flyover was sweet, but I think the crowd tonight was unbelievable. It was awesome to see that, especially in Stillwater. I never thought we'd see something like that at an OSU baseball game, and we finally did, and it was really cool to be a part of.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Carson, you hung around for this. This was supposed to happen last year. How special was it that it finally got to happen, that President Bush got to do all this, the flyover, everything?
Super special. I mean, just like all the guys who came back this past year, like all the fifth-year guys, like we really soaked it all in, and we were really just in the moment, just really appreciative of what was going on. It was really great to be a part of.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anything else? All righty. Thanks, Carson. We'll have Josh.
All right. Thank y'all.
Josh, how's it going?
Good, Jacob. Thank you.
Well, what are your thoughts on tonight?
That was a great win for our team. All things that went on tonight set aside, the game itself was a great win. The come from behind part, fighting back from a little bit of a deficit part. The response by the kids was great. There were some clutch moments for sure. I really appreciate the fight they showed and the way we competed. Add to it all the enjoyable moments that were going on around us, and it's a really important game to play that way and to win, to be honest with you. Winning that game meant a lot to Oklahoma State, the program and what it holds in history. It meant a lot that it happened tonight in front of this amazing crowd, that it happened with the grand opening for Mr. Obrate and his family, to see what this would feel like. It was full, and to bring in all the kind of cool things that went with President Bush being here. So it means a lot. And, I never been one to downplay how it really feels. It was important. And the kids responded in a way that showed that, and really give the players a lot of credit. They deserve a lot of credit for how they responded. You
told me the other day you've seen President Bush throw a first pitch before. What was it like seeing it here, though?
He was really, really gracious. He spent time with us. He talked to our players. He couldn't have been more friendly. He had done some research on everything here, which is really neat to see that he spent some time thinking about Oklahoma State and our program and who played here. Obviously, he came here for Cecil, but he, like I would expect a president to do, knew what he was walking into, and he made us feel special. Like, it wasn't just him being here, but him, the way he was, the way he handled himself. That was worth it. It's kids will never forget that their whole lives. They'll tell that story. every year over Christmas break at a holiday gathering. They'll tell it at Thanksgiving. They'll tell it in the summer by the pool. Tonight was a moment of history for our program. That's all there is to it.
Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about, Marcus Brown, his recent resurgence into the lineup? He made a couple big plays tonight.
Nice job. He's done a nice job all year. He was doing a great job as a bench player. Even when he wasn't playing, he was working his tail off and rooting for his team and committing to all the right things. And he's worked his way into the lineup with some matchups that favored his skills, and he's done a great job. So compliments to that young man for being ready when his number got called and delivering.
And then, what were you feeling in that seventh inning, when you guys started that comeback and, things started rolling for you guys?
Well, it kind of, it took a couple of clutch moments, but the real turning point in the game was Carson's homer, because that put us back in the game, and we hadn't really done anything to that point yet to get back into the game. That put us back in the game. And then our bullpen kind of holding the fort down there and keeping us in it. That was big. But, I think Christian's ball was probably the pivotal ball that just kind of loosened things up. And then from there, great response by Jake. And obviously Carson and Cade. Cade's been nails. And Justin Campbell with a big RBI. So those guys all followed it up together with good at-bats. But, probably the kid in the last month that's put his best baseball together ever is Cade. He's kind of doing it a little bit quietly, but it's major impact. He's having a real impact on our team.
Right. And, Cade Cabinets – yeah. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Coach, in the seventh there, like you said, it kind of been building up a little bit. Obviously, to get the bases loaded, you need that. But when Carson came up to the plate, it almost felt like, the whole game had been building toward it. And you could almost feel like a big play was coming on. At least I felt up in the booth. The crowd got into it. Could you maybe feel a bit of a big play coming on from Carson when he hit that double off the wall to tie it up?
He's been working real hard this week. Put a lot of time in particular, he put a lot of time in yesterday. So, when a player has a sense of urgency to get himself where he needs to be on behalf of his team, then you sometimes see that reward come back. And the reason I say it is because he wanted to get himself right for his team, not for himself, for his team. And that's the difference in team-driven players that want to perform on behalf of the program and selfish players that just want to perform on behalf of themselves. And, in sports, you need both. You need selfish players that perform really, really good, that are self-driven. And then you need players that are motivated and driven by the team. And he was, I could tell, inspired to deliver for the team. And when that moment came up, it was the right person to have at home plate at that time because of how hard he'd been working, because he felt like the last couple of weekends he'd left some runners on base. So I think his karma was in alignment there. His heart was in the right place, and he delivered. And so I think his hard work leading up to tonight, Tuesday and Wednesday, it paid off for him.
I asked Noah and Carson this, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it because you heard more baseball roars than just about everyone. Which was louder, the roar from the crowd when Carson hit that double to tie it up, or the roar from the flyover tonight?
I'll be honest, during the flyover, I was down in the dugout trying to get a couple of things done, so I didn't get quite the bird's eye view of that maybe somebody out in the crowd would have, but I would just tell you the crowd itself is something I'll never forget. The fireworks, the pageantry of having something like this at Oklahoma State. This is a big deal. We've come a long way. 9 years ago, this kind of setting wasn't here. And so I'm very thankful to the people, Mike Holder, first and foremost, for making baseball a priority and hustling like you can't believe to dream big for baseball and help us do something big and new. That guy deserves an amazing amount of credit for what he's done for this program and all the athletes on this campus. And I want him to know that without his commitment to baseball, nights like tonight for us never happen. All the people that gave to us for the stadium to be a reality, I hope they saw this tonight and enjoyed it as much as we did, because it's pretty magical for us to be here, and we can't say thank you enough times to enough people to accurately depict how we feel. So we felt pretty special tonight, and we just want the people that have worked for us for the last 8 or 9 years to make this happen, and all the players that made OSU baseball interesting, great, historic, traditional, everything that it is. Those guys deserve a huge thanks, as the coaches that came before us, because without that legacy and that tradition, those alumni, this doesn't happen either.